Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and I mean that. Welcome to the Namrok podcast for this Wednesday, November 21st, 2018. It's the day before Thanksgiving, probably the biggest party night of the year, besides New Year's Eve, of course. But this is the day where a lot of people die at the pregame and then magically come alive and show up at the bar going. Anyway, a couple of days ago, well, actually yesterday, talking about a couple of days ago, I had posted something on my social media account on Facebook asking what podcast topic or topics should I cover next, something interesting, and to give me some ideas. And I just want to read. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read off this list on the comment thread and try to just kind of wing it, because I had a lot of good and a lot of funny comments and suggestions on this thing. For example, so the NFL and how defense is not allowed by the league. Well, I played football for about, I want to say 7 years total, full contact. I didn't play as a kid, but I remember 90s football being absolutely brutal and savage, and nothing compared to 70s and before that. But 90s football was pretty fucking brutal. A lot of the penalties I know now that are being called penalties now, I feel like, Jesus, man, like it shouldn't even be called a full contact sport anymore. Because the whole purpose of professional football, for example, is the level of brutality, the level of violence involved with this level of play. So they reinvented player security. And now here's my thing about player security and player safety. You join a full contact sport. You're basically in the highest of high levels in athleticism. You run the risk of getting really fucked up, and sometimes permanently. But that's basically what you sign up for. Same thing when you enlist in the military and you decide to, you decide on an MOS that involves a lot of combat. Yeah, you know what you signed up for, so you can't really change the rules around that. Same applies with the NFL. You can't possibly not fuck somebody up or try to hold back from fucking somebody up. Some of the penalties that they're calling on some of the roughing the passer penalties that they're calling in the NFL, to me, are completely ludicrous. Just look at the ones that they've called on Clay Matthews from the Green Bay Packers. I'm not going to say anything more, but before you know it, it's going to turn into something else. It's not going to turn into the violent NFL that I grew up watching, because it just isn't anymore. It's more about skill. As you can tell, a lot of points have been scored now because defenses can't play the way they're supposed to play. And that's just the way it goes. I understand the whole leading with the head and stuff like that, but yeah, I just don't agree with a lot of it too. So, but that's not for me to fucking decide, because I don't make the rules and I don't play professional football. So, and yeah, well, everyone knows the CTE studies and what the conclusion of that, but that's what you sign up for. You don't sign up to play football to patty cake. You sign up to play tackle football to fuck somebody up. That's just the way I see it. So, all right, next comment. Cambodian breast milk. That's just interesting. Cambodian breast milk. I wonder if the breast milk in Cambodia just has some kind of secret element that helps you be more Cambodian. I don't know. Interesting. Another one was a salmonella outbreak on turkeys right before Thanksgiving. Now, this is fucking crazy. Yes, there was not only a salmonella outbreak on turkeys, but also the E. coli outbreak on lettuce in general. And so right now, if you're listening to this, by the way, I forgot to give a shout out to my friend Juice. Juice, shout out to you. Old school, Olympic Boulevard, East Los, Saybrook Park. Chew! Anyway, Juice, don't eat lettuce. And fuck it, just eat the turkey anyway. So yeah, E. coli. E. coli outbreak on all lettuce. Don't eat lettuce this Thanksgiving apparently. And I don't know if the salmonella could be killed while making the turkey, but I'm assuming nobody bakes or fries lettuce. If you do, that's interesting. So there you go. Don't eat lettuce. And yeah, make sure that turkey is cooked correctly. One guy I can put on blast because he's one of the best musicians in the world that I know. Mr. KG, Kyle Guerrero of Vigester, out now. Spotify, iTunes, your mom's house, all that shit. He brings up GMO marijuana. Now, I'm not surprised. He's comprised of a lot of independent knowledge. He knows what he's talking about. He's also a Reiki master. So GMO marijuana. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Him and I have talked about Monsanto and their quest to basically cure the world of hunger by growing the same type of crop everywhere, which is stupid because not everything grows the same everywhere. It's like, okay, I'm gonna plant a bunch of seed and harvest the crop of cannabis here in California the same way that I'm going to do it in Antarctica. Stupid. Just an example, not that they're going to do it because nothing can really grow in Antarctica, which I don't really know. I don't have proof, but yeah, that's no surprise to me. So next one, Nicaraguans not liking beans. Well, I'm Mexican. Can't really speak for Central Americans. The only thing I know is I've never really seen any Nicaraguans that don't like beans, so maybe someone can enlighten me on that one. Another one, Mexican Americans who hate their own ethnicity and are not trumpeters, but Trumpsters. Well, I can honestly give my honest opinion about this because I've let it be known that I just hate politicians in general. I'm not really into the whole team A, team B thing, the team red, team blue thing. I say fuck all that. It's okay to be neither. Let me just say this. When I hear someone way browner than me, I'm actually light skinned and I'm 55% fucking paisa. All my descendancy comes from Aguascalientes, Jalisco, Nayarit, all that shit. So I feel that even if you're born here and you're dissing all of your fucking ethnicity, then yeah, you need to not do that. And I don't give a fuck if you were born here, dude. I don't like that. I personally don't like that at all. Even if you don't speak Spanish, and even if you don't have the culture upbringing, there's no need for you to fucking call your own ethnicity and your own race wetbacks. There's no need for that shit. You're stupid for doing that. I don't fucking like it. When people use that word in front of me, I get really fucking irked, man. Oh, when they use the word Hispanic, oh God, that's even worse. That's just my own fucking gripe, man. Seriously, but yeah, I still know Uncle Tom to this day. And what makes him better than the Border Brothers, the Paisas, it doesn't make it any better. So, yeah, that's something I can actually extensively talk about. And I want an Uncle Tom to be present because I know a lot of them. So we can just have a really civil discussion, but see how it goes. And you guys would be the judge of that. So Another comment. How sure high school football needs Coach Mike Merrill back. So that would be a no. That would be a no. So I want to say that growing up in this system of football, I do not want to ever play for that man again. For those of you who don't know, okay, I played 4 years of high school football at Shore High School. It was an amazing run. I fucking loved playing football there. I loved playing sports at Shore High School. I have nothing but fond memories in high school. So I was in track and field. I was a shot put and discus thrower. My football tenure there, okay, my freshman year was great. I had fun. I started at defense. I was a backup quarterback. I wasn't that great. When I got, obviously I honed my skills. I got better as a sophomore. I started again at defense, and all of a sudden I got a taste of the traditional pro set drop back system on offense that they did on freshman and junior varsity to a fucking wing T offense. I understand why Coach Mayrod did this in the first place, because he had a quarterback that was like 5'1", but he had two studs. Yes, I called myself a stud, but there was a bigger stud than me. His name was Peter Mora, who was Sergio Mora's kid brother. This kid had raw fucking talent, but he was not very bright and couldn't read a defense. But he had a lot of talent. Now you have a guy that's 6'3", a quarterback that's 6'3", and then me, myself at the time was 6'1" and 3/4. Running a wing T. Not that we can't run it, but man, have us drop back and just fucking spin the motherfucker, man. And that's what we didn't do. And then the one time in my, long story short, the one time that I did get to fucking spin it on that exact system was all passing throws against San Gabriel High School, which is the shirt I'm wearing, ironically. We won 28-2. I don't know how the fucking safety came about. I think it was an interception that went back too far and they tackled him in the end zone. But I went 10 of 16, 275 yards, and I threw, 3 TDs. No, 4, I think, if I remember correctly. But it went to show that, fuck, man, if you just get a decent sized quarterback that can fucking throw it, then you don't need to run a wing team, man. I mean, no, we don't need Mike Merrill back. We sure as hell don't. So, local community school shootings. Well, that's just all bad. So I have nothing to say about that because everything has been said. I think it's been a problem. We don't know what to do. Everyone thinks gun control is just going to magically resolve everything, but I beg to differ, because what happens when you put more restraint and more don't do it, don't do this, you can't do this to the general public, to people, to humans, they're going to defy no matter what. That's just the way it is. And I wouldn't know. I'm not an expert on gun control, I'll tell you that. But I know one thing's for sure: taking away all the fucking guns is not going to resolve the issue. Not at all. I'm pro-gun, believe it or not, but I'm also pro-safety, and I'm also pro-intelligence, which there's a lack thereof when it comes to this type of shit, especially in politics. So, okay, next comment: the cuttlefish pretext. I have no idea what this is, and I tried to not only internet search extensively, but I couldn't find an exact thing to talk about. So this is interesting. I'm going to come back to this one. So the cuttlefish pretext, that's what was typed in there. So yeah, okay, you got me on that one. That one's pretty interesting. So next comment: the song that shouldn't be covered by other bands or books and movies that change one's lives. Well, cover songs by bands. Shout out to Steel Rod, who have been playing in covers for, I think they're going on 20 years or something like that. They do their own renditions of covers very well. I think probably by far I've been the most impressed with them because they don't exactly play it to the T. They do their own interpretation of everything. I've seen them do from Corazón Espinado to fucking one from Metallica to fucking Gin and Juice from Snoop Dogg. They do it fucking up, but they do it in their own style, their own interpretation. And that's what you're supposed to fucking do. That's how you should do it. But then there's other renditions that I'm just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, no. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that. But as far as books and movies that change people's lives, I know one book for sure that changed my life when I got a reading of it. This is like maybe, I think it was like 8 years ago when it came out. I want to say 8 years ago. I read it when I was working at another institution. It's Simon Sinek's Start With Why. That single-handedly changed my life because it's kind of like a jumpstart for your purpose in life. So you have to jumpstart it in order for you to remind yourself daily, because you have to remind yourself that your brain is also a muscle. You have to constantly exercise, because when you wake up first thing in the morning, you don't exactly wake up with bells and whistles. You don't wake up feeling, yeah, you don't do that. It's our brain is designed, believe it or not, to make us feel like shit. I don't know why. I'm almost positive it has to do with our fight or flight ancestry, because there was a saber-toothed tiger fucking chasing us down, or a fucking T-Rex and Velociraptor. Whatever. Next one. Jack in the Box being founded by a gay man dating a guy named Jack. Is it real? If not, enjoy your burger. That's fucking interesting. I'm going to look into that, because if that's true, that is very intriguing. That's fucking... Okay, you got me on that one too. That's a tinfoil hat fucking thing, maybe. I don't know. It might be true, it might be not, but I'm going to find out. Next one is felonies being dropped to misdemeanors. Whoa, yeah. I know a lot of domestic violence charges that wound up being felonies, being dropped to misdemeanors. That's crazy, especially when it comes to DUIs. I know felonies being dropped to misdemeanors. If that ever happens to you, you are fucking lucky. Next comment: how weak the Patriots are this year. No. Dennis Carter? No. I put you on blast. Yes. Next one, 70s punk rock. Damn. I don't even know. Well, I'm an 80s baby, but I got to know 70s punk rock because of my uncle. And of course, Sex Pistols was the first, I want to say, true punk rock band that I got exposed to, and Black Flag. After that, it just evolved into different types of punk, from crust punk to skater punk, which a lot of people don't like. But yeah, that's another one I need to cover like in a whole episode too. So next comment was doppelgangers. Yep. Okay. Now tinfoil hat for doppelgangers. For example, there's two conspiracies I've read about. Actually, three. One was that Paul McCartney had died from the Beatles while they were all still together, and he got replaced by a fucking body double, like an actual replica of him. I heard that one, and then I heard Avril Lavigne also died and got replaced too. Heard that one, and then the last one I heard was that Jean Benet Ramsey is actually Katy Perry. That is fucking wild, but I'm not going into that rabbit hole. So, and next comment. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I want to say yes. It's a goddamn sandwich. Never thought of that. Wow. Next comment. Have me on and we can just talk straight shit on everyone. Of course. Of course, man. Of course. Yes. And then the last one is, are the Dodgers overrated? Well, okay. Let me just say something about my beloved Dodgers. The year before, when our beloved Dodgers lost to the Houston Astros in the World Series, they earned every single fucking feat to get there. And it was amazing. But we went 7 games and fuck. We choked. That was something else. That was something for Dodger fans that have been on a fucking World Series dry spell since 1988. So it's been a while. Now this next one that we lost to against Boston, I already had the impression in my head that no, we're not even going to make the wild card. We're not going to make the playoffs. Everyone's like, well, that's not, that's bad juju. But I'm like, look, I have no control over how they play. Bottom line. So for them to actually make it that far, to me, is a huge accomplishment, because they also took it to Boston. It was amazing. It wasn't a boring ass series. It was actually, they knew who they were facing, because these sons of bitches had not only one of the best left-handed bullpens I've ever seen, but they can fucking hit, man. That was crazy. But that the fuck, man, get away, you fucking flies! Don't you just hate that shit, dude? Chilling, whatever, in your living room, or even here in a little studio, whatever, and there's a fucking fly, or there's little tiger flies, mosquitoes that fucking come and bite you, and you have a big ass fucking welt on your arm or whatever. But another shout out to my buddy Juice, Olympic Boulevard, Saybrook Park. Love you. Happy Thanksgiving. I know you don't eat pozole because of the traumatic experience that I put you, Eddie, and Peter through. So I apologize for that. For those of you who don't know the story, I invited him over for pozole. There was none. I ate it all. Sorry. Also, soundfi.com. Be sure you check them out. They have, I don't know if they have anything going on right now. I got to check the calendar, but be sure you check out soundfi.com. New 3D binaural audio experience at movie theaters across the country.